Well, the heating part of it, they got forgotten for, until fall, wasn't it fall?
It was September.
September before
They got us any paperwork.
we got paperwork on it, and they get, like I said, they give us 10 cents off. But,
It's still messed up. They only give us the prepaid gallonage on this building. So
Oh.
then I have to keep calling them and tell them
it's on our,
to use the lower shed. So then the guy came today to drop off the bids. I talked to him and he said he was gonna tell them again. So that they won't, he's like, well, we'll just take gallons from here and we'll put them at the other two places. But we still have quite a few gallons that we left
oh,
prepaid because, like you said, it never started until
Right.
September.
right.
If you're gonna continue to prepay, I would suggest bidding it closer to the end of the year. So that,
Oh, so you bid it for the whole season, I mean, the whole year's use, basically, right?
I mean, that would be my suggestion if you're gonna prepay it. Instead of trying to prepay in the middle of the year.
Right, right.
But-
Cause it covers two different
budget years.
budget
Budget
years.
years.
Uh-huh.
It would be nice if you had it, if you could get them, I don't know if you could, if you could get them to bid it for the year, but bid it in, say, no later than November, October, November,
Right,
so that we would have the numbers while we
For the
were
budget.
preparing our budget. That would be ideal.
mhm. Yep. Well, it's up. Oh,
Well, one thing I tried to do was leave in all the previous years so you
Right.
can get an idea what's going on.
well, we're in better shape than 14, but 15 and 16. 15 was 230, 16 was 166, 17 was 210, and this year's is 250, so it's up 40 cents, so it's up 15% in that range over last year, so that's not a good thing, but last year was up about the same. Not too much difference last year, maybe not quite as much, but. So,
Yeah, I just wish I could buy diesel fuel at that price.
you're right.
So,
I haven't paid that much all winter.
no, me neither. Wow, if you threw the taxes in, of course, you know,
Right, right.
we're pretty close to this.
Yeah, this isn't this. No, I know we've never tried this, and I'm not, I know other towns do it, is on state bid. The school does it that way too, but I mean, you can get chewed up and spit out on that too, at times. This is, the reason we've always gone with a firm price is because we can budget for it.
The state price usually doesn't give us a lot of benefit. When you start talking to the different companies,
Right,
it's because of the paperwork and stuff they have to add in, you know, to get it,
right, right.
and that's where you run into some issues and
And then, do they wanna bring the, you know, we have a maximum capacity of 2,000 gallons on over the road, right?
what's that?
We have only 2,000 gallons capacity on over the road. So does that really fit into the state bid process?
Yeah, because lots of times you're buying that on,
Trail load, that's what school does, I believe,
Yep.
gets it by the trail load, so. Okay. Well, how's the board? We prepaid last year on the heating oil. And I think last year they did allow us on that, but we couldn't prepay on half of the over the road because they didn't want to deal with that, I believe. I don't know if it's 10 cents is less percentage this year than it was last year. Right? 10 cents of $2 is less than 10 cents of $2.50. and they're having Paul's extra work for you to keep track of their bills, to make sure they put credit on any heating oil they bring.
Well, yeah, it can be. Whatever you decide to do, we'll do.
Or whatever the board feels.
We got prepay left over still? A lot. Half
It
of it,
depends on who you ask.
half of it.
What I say and what they say. I think there is still, my numbers said there's still 1,600 gallons. Their numbers said 800 gallons. But that, see, I don't know, that's what he was saying today, but whether they have transferred to the, maybe there's only 800 left on this building and 400 up there and 400 there, I'm not sure, but to my knowledge, it's 1,600 total we have left right now.
And we prepaid for 6,000, right?
Correct.
Right.
I don't see much sense in prepaying on the heating if we've got that much left, because last year we didn't do the whole thing, right? Only did half of it, right?
We did all the heating.
We did.
Yes,
I thought we did
prepaid.
half of it.
That's
Well,
what
we
we,
prepaid
6,000 gallons.
all of it, basically, we prepaid, plus we paid for some of it up front because they hadn't switched us over
Right, you were paying,
until September.
there should have been a lot used over the summertime. Well, that was from April, whatever the meeting on, or April 10th, is that what the contract is from? So we did have some heating in April and such, I'm sure.
So if it started when it was supposed to, you wouldn't have the
That's right,
carryover.
Right.
Are you gonna make a motion to not prepay Don, or you voice that about not
One
prepaying?
of those things, but I don't see, on 10 cents, I don't know how much we're gonna end up using. You know, we just keep snowballing money over top on, they get utilization of it.
If we got, even if we have 800 gallons instead of the 1,600, that should probably be enough to take us through the fall. Right?
I would think so.
I mean, we have firm price here.
That leaves them with, you know, at least 6, 7 months of lots of extra money that they're sitting on of ours.
Yep. Well, motion to that effect,
I'll make the motion to go with the firm.
firm with no prepay,
Prepay.
right? That's
So-
what the,
Firm on all three.
all three of them, yes.
Okay.
Now, let's see, I'm not sure how much tax there is. At one point, we said you can't go up to the pumps and get it here, like with a 550s in your truck. I mean, I don't know whether it's hassle or not worth it or what, I mean, you know, if it's cheaper up there than it is to, in a firm bid. They don't want you to go up there with the trucks and fill up and stuff, the big trucks.
Yeah. The only problem with taking the big trucks up there is trying to get in and out.
Oh, no, I mean, big trucks are out of the question, but I'm just talking like the 550 and your
Yeah,
350.
they don't charge us tax.
Right, they don't charge tax, but
No.
is the fuel price up there cheaper now? You know, cause I don't know how many dollars or how many cents are in the taxes on the pump itself.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's $3 up there, is that 50 cents tax, so you can buy it cheaper?
Well,
up
the
there?
only way we know is if we buy it up there and see what it actually costs us.
I would like to try that once in a while, just to check it. I mean, it's only on small volumes, it's not
Right.
like you're
Yeah.
breaking the
That's how
bank
we
on it.
found out the one time was during the flood.
Right,
We went up there and filled it up and found out.
it's cheaper up there than it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
in our own pump. If you don't try it, you won't know. So the motion has been made to go firm price across the board, fuel, heating, low sulfur diesel, and 60/40 winter blend. The motion has been made, it has been seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
I'll contact them, send them an email and a written letter
Okay.
too, and then what I'll do is probably CC her on it, and then they'll know that she knows too, it's coming from the board. Okay.
Thank you. Let's see. There was nothing that came before the planning board last month. This is supposed to be business, but nobody showed up. Rec committee isn't doing much yet. We have,
Rick Committee has got a pie sale coming on April 20th.
oh, okay.
I got a letter from
At the
asking me to
bank?
make a pie, that ain't gonna happen. but-
Well, maybe the household could make the pie. So that's at the bank?
At the bank,
At the bank, okay.
whatever April 20th is.
Friday, Friday,
Okay.
I don't know though. I took my train of thought down. We have got an estimate for lighting and all the lighting in the garage and outside, from I actually got two proposals. Because I was looking for a longer warranty. The lighting, the light fixtures are warranted for 5 years. So I asked, you know, how much would a 10-year warranty or whatever cost? They do offer a 7-year warranty, but the problem with a 7-year warranty, it's only on the 11.5 watt bulb tubes or lighting, not the 15. And I talked to Wayne Marshfield, and Wayne said he's got 11.5 in closets or furnace rooms or something like that, but not, it's not light enough for office and stuff like that. So the 2 years, it was only gonna be like $200 more to go to the 7 years over 5. But that kind of kiboshes that. The proposal is for, it's a 57% savings on electricity. Would you like to address any of this, Tara?
No, I don't think I have anything to do. Pretty
Okay.
much what you said. I got about 60% reduction in savings.
Right.
It's about accurate.
Right. The project cost is gonna be $6,300. Estimated NICEAG incentive was $1,300. Final project cost, that would be a turnkey, they would take these out and put new ones in, was gonna be $5,030.02. And the overall estimated savings was 57%. And that was a 49.61 month payback at the savings. We've got a $2,500 grant this last summer we got through the community thing that we can spend anywhere, so I figure that's a good spot to put it. Or payback would be about 25 months, maybe 26 months. But I have heard this company does it all. They come in, install it and everything. What I'd like to do, I want to get a hold of our code enforcement officer and just make sure that it is installed as it should be. I've talked to one person about it, and it's not as neat as they'd like to see it. I guess if it's legal, it's legal, and it's behind all the lenses and stuff. You know, it's not that it's not put in unsafe, it just, some people are neater than others maybe. But I would like to have the code enforcement officer look at it and just make sure it's done according to the rule. And if it is, I don't have a problem with the update. And
Jeff, do you know what style lights they are?
pardon?
Do you know what style lights they are?
They're gonna go right back in these fixtures. I'm not, style, I'm not sure what you're
I
talking
mean, the
about.
only reason I ask is Quality Hardwoods did this, I don't know, but they have the lights in their shop are great, but out in the mill, there's shadows. It's not, the lighting's not as nice as it is in the shop, and Gene said it
It's
was
not
too
as
different.
bright.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, that's what, well, I talked to my brother, which is, he owns Tiger Electric. And he said, in most offices that they deal with, which is commercial offices, they want like a 30-watt LED light, and these are 15. We're having a special meeting on the 10th to interview for the position of Board of Assessment Review. And we got 3 candidates, at least, I know 2, the third one hasn't approached me yet on it, but I plan on 3. And at that time, I'm gonna try to get, my brother said he'd come down and put a couple of the other, different lights in just to give us comparison. And we just put a few strip lights, they're called, in the barn. They look like BBs, 4 foot long, they're only 1/4 inch in diameter, not 1/2 inch. And they magnetic right to the old fixture. And it's amazing how bright they are. But I was even wondering if somebody put just one in, this one here doesn't work anyway, so what harm is it? We
We'll
can put
start
one,
with that one.
yeah, start with that one, and just put something in so we can see what it does. So you have what it is, what it will be, and what it is now. Is it bright enough? Is it not bright enough? And that's what we don't have to decide on this tonight, I'm sure. I think it's something we should do, just because, if you can save the energy, we've got half the money for the funding, and over 2 years we can pay for it. It's a 5-year warranty, so at least we'll get 3 years of free use. But,
I just wanna make sure that, Terry would get that in, and have the guys wind up saying this is. But I mean, in their shop, it's the lights they got in there, it's magnificent lighting.
Right.
But out in the mill, they put different fixtures in there, and
And
One
in
of
the
the
shop,
problems
you're
you-
talking,
the shop where their workshop is, where they work on the equipment and
oh, okay.
all that
Okay.
kind
One
of
of the
stuff.
problems with LED that I've seen, places we go, firehouses and stuff, the higher up it goes, the more light they end up adding.
Which that could be some of it, but,
Yep, and it ends up sometimes costing you a little more.
I mean, it's not like it's dark in the mill, but it's not like it is in the mechanic
right.
shed.
Right.
There's some shadowing, It's not nearly as bright as what it is in the workshop.
Tara, do you know whether the Hamden did their shop? I know they did their office.
They did, actually, and I checked it out, and, the guys there are very happy with it. It was great reviews. They had some lighting issues too, some dimness issues, and they were happy. That was with Line Energy, so that was a different company, and
Right.
that was the retrofit, so this might be a little different, but,
But the watts are basically the same?
The
And
watts are the
that's what
same.
you're that's what it is, right?
not
The
the
watts.
same.
Of course, looms, they
Yeah.
got looms and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that the difference when you have an LED versus the traditional fluorescent is that they're directional, so that's why you get a lot more power, I guess, in the direction of down as opposed to the other ones where you lose some light up in the bulb. So that's why the wattage can be lower and you don't lose the
Okay.
brightness, so.
But if they did it all in their shop too, and if the, what I'm understanding then is that the basis is a 15-watt LED bulb, and that's where you're saving your energy, instead of a 30-watt or a 32-watt or whatever.
Correct.
Then there is different colors too, I understand, and that's the
There is.
5,000K, 4,000K.
It
and-
gets a little
LEDs are
confusing.
bluer and more like daylight.
And then you can get the more yellow, they have
Right.
the more yellow, so like the more traditional colors too, and that's just a preference, really.
Right. Okay. Okay, so I think this should probably be tabled at this time. We got, if we can hopefully get an LED light in here, so it gives us some comparison, so you can see it.
The only question I'd have, Jeff, is
Yep.
if there is I don't wanna say a deadline, but there's definitely pressure on.
Right.
Last night, I looked on the website, there's like 7 there's still 7 open that it says on the website.
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
But you also said there's like 16 towns like us that are working towards it.
correct.
Right. Well,
So,
see,
So time
the
is-
code enforcement officer, that training's on the
that train's next Friday, so he'll complete that, Mark will complete that
next Friday?
next Friday.
Okay.
So, the 13th?
Oh,
Not this
that's
Friday,
earlier
next
then.
Friday.
Oh,
So that'll be your third, and then the fourth could potentially be
Right,
the
we'll
lighting
get,
upgrade.
Paul will get you the figures on the electric to see if this, I mean, it's 57% savings, you would think that'd be,
Yeah.
but that may not qualify us for it.
It's not, I mean, it worked for Hamden and it worked
Right.
for Meredith, so,
Right.
it just depends on the amount of other
Right.
energy that you're using or fuel oil that you're using
Yep.
besides.
And on this estimate too, is an outside light that I called Crown Communications, and they said we could mount an outside light on the tower. So that'll help the parking lot going that way tremendously. But that does include a new fixture for that, that's a, an addition, but that's, they figured that in, so that's, I know the ladies from the Board of Elections, or the elections, they would like to see more light out that way. It's pretty dark when you get away from the building. So, and if we can get this all together by next Tuesday, Tara, if you could let us know, because it's gonna be a special meeting, but we could probably act on this at that time, and that would get us in
Yeah.
schedule.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I will, I'll work with you to get the.
Sounds great. Okay. And another thing on the agenda, DEP is, they're buying a 50-acre parcel of land on West Plattner Brook. The only way I know about this is, I was at planning last month and they did have information on it. And, then I had, adjoining landowner, Alfred Regino, he's from Plainville, New York. He's a landowner up there, and he was concerned about, DEP said that they wanna open it to hunting, fishing, and hiking, the city lands. And he's concerned with the hunting aspect of it, because it's only 50 acres, it's fairly narrow. It goes back, there's a little meadow on the front, right on West Plattner Brook. Then there's swamp, trees and swamp, and then on the backside, there's a little more meadow. And Dawn got a letter from a farmer, Carbine, on County Route 16, that must come over the hill then.
what's the name?
William Carbine, 6199 County Highway 16, Delhi. And I just got the letter here at the meeting, and he's got livestock, he pastures on the back side of this 50-acre parcel. And he's concerned about the hunting too, if you get, chances are, and it shouldn't be labeled, but you're gonna have New York City residents coming up because this is New York City land that they can hunt on. And he's concerned about, safety of his animals. Are they gonna know the difference? Are they gonna, respect the land, adjoining landowners, and this is a letter that, anybody can read, I can read it to you, but it just, that's what he's got Holsteins, he says livestock up there. So, that's another concerned neighbor of the property. And they're both concerned not about fishing, which is no pond or anything there anyway. So fishing would be, I think, out anyway. Hiking, they're not concerned about, but they're concerned about the hunting aspect because I know this guy. Alfred, he called me 2 or 3 times, he sent me 2 letters, he sent letters to Dawn about it. He's really concerned, because he even went to Kingston up to DEP, and they said the town board could have input to this. And if the adjoining landowners, don't want the hunting aspect, can we say, we're we're not at ease with them buying more land, but the hunting aspect has concerns with our neighbor, landowners in Franklin, and, maybe the hunting shouldn't be allowed. And should that be something we should take on, or, that's just, I'm putting it out there for everybody's opinion. I mean, it's concern of adjoining landowners. If the town board can help out on it, should we? Should we stay neutral? What's the board feeling on that?
To get a hunting license, you have to take a hunter safety course, and it pretty much covers all those materials.
Yep.
The other part is where does it end? If we step over on New York City's toes, next time there's a hunting fight between two people, or we get stuck in the middle of that too.
I'd like to get
Not
some,
that I'm a big advocate for this, but something that could kick back at us.
I think we should probably get some legal counsel on that before we act.
Are they proposing this with all of the land that New York City owns?
No,
Do you
this is
know?
just this 50-acre parcel,
Just one
because it
stretch.
affects them, adjoining landowner. So it affects them, people have been hunting on this parcel before, what I understand, hunters have been on it, and they don't feel safe during deer season, because they're hearing shooting, and, the laws are there, yes, you're not supposed to shoot within 500 feet of a house, and so many feet off the road. Well, I guess you can shoot off, as long as you're off the right of way or something. And, so you don't, you're not shoot out of your vehicle, I know, but, but they feel, I guess, fear that, that they must not be hunters, and somebody's out there shooting, I don't know, that's just concern that was brought up, and it's a board decision. And any input to it.
But does New York City letting all the land they own in Delaware County do this?
I think it's
No.
not all of it, but I think
They
it's
pick and
something.
choose, where they think it's safe, they allow it, and where they don't think it's safe, they don't allow it. They choose. So some of the land you
So some
can,
land-
some land you can't.
Okay.
Now, whether that's part of the process that the neighbors go through first, I don't know. But I know some of it you can, some of it you can't.
Okay. Yes,
Jeff, are we allowed to comment on that?
yes, yes.
One question, if it's 50 acres, who would be able to use that land, and how many people would they allow? If
You
you have a
mean
few
how many
hunters
people
on
would
50
be allowed?
acres, but if you have 20 people hunting on 50 acres.
Well, I don't think there's any number of limitation on it. I mean, it's New York City land, and you are allowed to go on to it.
So
It's
anyone in
public,
New York
so-
State or New York City?
I would think anybody in New York State, it could be
Hunter,
the-
okay.
a hunter period, any licensed hunter, I would think.
No license, you out of state.
Right.
And then to me, hiking and hunting really, I don't know, in my opinion, don't go together. I don't know if I would hike on, when hunters.
Well, you wouldn't hike probably during deer season.
Right.
But I mean, it's just something that's been brought to our attention. Do we take a stand on it to say, geez, if you could, leave hunting out of it? Or do you say it's something a town can't go into? And Garrett might be right, maybe have some legal advice on it, whether it's something, should we be stepping into this?
Well, I don't remember doing a lot of serious grazing by the time deer season starts. You might have them out there running around.
Right,
I wouldn't think the grazing is really a big issue with deer season.
right.
Now, they might be out there with, I don't know what else you can hunt in the middle of the year. It's
Well, you
always
got
grows.
rabbits and all that. Yeah, I mean-
Gullo's old farm, that's city, the Gullo's old farm up on 16, that's city now, city land.
Right.
And they release pheasants up there, so you're painting a pretty wide brush with just saying hunting, because hunting pheasants is shotgun only. So that's a big difference between rifle and shotgun, so hunting is,
Well, and I think what we're doing too is I think what they're talking about is just on this parcel, not on all DEP
no, I
land.
understand.
Just on this 50
But when you
acre
say
parcel.
no hunting on this parcel, that means no small game.
Small
hunting,
game, big
No
game.